Hello, drafting students. There's been a couple of things going on with Tinkercad, I guess, where people are having some trouble working with it. Other people are working with it just fine. So it's basically based on the computer you're using, obviously. The first thing that I would suggest is just to actually try another computer, because the computer next to you might run it just fine. Another option would be if your school has Chromebooks, and your library probably does, even if your school doesn't. You can maybe borrow a Chromebook for a few hours to get that unit done. And then if that doesn't work, there's also something else you could try. There's a couple of things. When you're in Google Chrome, you'll have a screen obviously that looks like this. Most of you are familiar with Chrome. Right up here you'll see three little dots. That's where you can access the settings. And there's a couple of things that you need to make sure that are, or one thing that you need to make sure is checked off. And if you go open up your settings and then click Advanced Settings, and then if you scroll to the bottom, you do need to make sure this is clicked Use Hardware Acceleration when available, and that will help. The other thing you can do is you can type Chrome : / flags into your URL, and there's a couple of settings here that will help Chrome to be able to run this as well. And the first thing you're looking for is something called WebGL. And if you scroll down, you'll find this WebGL draft extensions. Make sure that that is enabled. So by default, it is actually disabled. So just go in, find WebGL draft extensions, click Enable, and that might help as well. If for some reason you actually have an older version of Chrome, which you probably don't because it's probably been updated, but you won't see this, you'll just see WebGL, and you won't see this draft extensions, and make sure that that is enabled as well. The other thing you can try in Chrome, if it's not working, is to reset all to default. That's just in the top right hand corner, so reset all your Chrome flags to default. And then again, look for that WebGL and make sure that it is enabled. Okay, those are a few things that you can try. With SketchUp, that will not run on the Chromebooks. You have to use an older Windows-based computer. If you have a Windows-based laptop or something like that, it'll run just fine as well. So those are a couple of things that will get you through the first couple of units. The other thing to remember is that the first 2 units in drafting don't take that long. I'm expecting that we'll be finished those units by the time we hit for February break, and then the rest of the drafting units will be covered after the February break, and that you don't really need a computer because we're actually going to be using the manual drafting kits that should arrive to everyone by then. One other question I had was about assignments, and do you have to submit the assignments that you check on your own? And the answer to that is no. I actually don't want to see those. The idea is that you just do work and you check your own work using some of the resources that I've supplied, and you submit the assignments that I ask for, which is a few at the end of every unit for summative evaluation, and that should be it. So I've been able to take some of the quizzes that you've been doing in the SketchUp units. Some of those marks are up to date. Some of the Tinkercad, I'm having trouble with some of the links as well, tracking some of that down. So a couple of things there that you can try. And like I said, SketchUp and Tinkercad, if we can get those units done prior to the February break, that would be great. And if not then, at least by the end of February, we should have those 2 units taken care of. That is it.